Welcome to Writer Talks. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, co-creator of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing with my sister, Catherine Greenspan. Normally on Monday nights on Writer Talks, I interview one of the winners of our short story contest, whose stories are featured in our International Anthology of Writers. And I have two versions right here. And if you watched one of our prior episodes of 10,000 Things, the show that comes on at 8 o'clock Eastern time right after this, you saw that we had our graphic designer, Micah Blacklight, on, and he is designing some wonderful covers for the anthology number 3 and 4. And we're steadily offering every month our anthology contests for people to write short stories that get published. The winning stories get published in our anthology. So please do go to twosisterswriting.com/contests and enter our short story contest. We love celebrating writers here at Two Sisters Writing and Publishing. We are so proud to announce that on February 1st, we are going to spend the entire month of February celebrating the fact that we've been in business for 5 years. Catherine and I had the vision to create a company that would publish books that we both write and that other people write, and we share them with the world on a global publishing platform, and it's just been absolutely amazing. I'm sure you've heard the story that Catherine and I both wrote ourselves into American literature because we didn't see anyone who was like us, that is, being multiracial, coming from an interracial family, and not being the tragic mulatto stereotype, not being some rejected, scorned, sad being that we read about as English majors at the University of Michigan and saw too many times in the movie Imitation of Life, which is about a woman who is biracial and she passes for white and she has a tragic ending. So Catherine and I decided to write ourselves into American literature she wrote this series of young adult novels, the Veronica series, beautiful graphic design on the covers. They are Veronica, I Heard Your Mom's Black, Veronica Talks to Boys, and Race Home, Veronica. And it's really about a girl, 14 years old, mixed race, coming of age, trying to just focus on herself, her friends in school, and boys, and having to confront all the bizarre and difficult issues that the racial world imposes on all of us. And so Catherine wrote these novels, and I wrote multiple novels dealing with mixed race characters. And I also have my memoir, God's Answer is No, KNOW, Lessons from a Spiritual Life, that talks about how I found myself in the midst of interracial questioning and racist incidents and such. And our mother, wrote her book, which we published, The Triumph of Rosemary, a memoir. We're so proud of her for writing this book. See, that's her as a baby. And our father was a Roman Catholic priest, and that's our family picture. And then she became Chief Judge of Detroit's 36th District Court, the longest serving Chief Judge in the history of the huge municipal court. And so the point that I'm making is that if you have a unique story, you should write it. You should write it in a book. Whatever it is that makes you unique and that gives you a perspective that is different, that you want to share with other people to uplift, inspire, educate, entertain, you should write it. And if you feel called to write a book, you should do so. I share our family story because Catherine and I began this mission for ourselves and then organically attracted people who have against the odds success stories that often involve diversity and inclusion. And so if you go to our website, twosisterswriting.com/gallery, you can see or browse books. You can see the gallery of books that we have by so many different people with different backgrounds and different stories. And it's all about inspiring each other. And so I challenge you, if you feel called in any way to share your story in a book, do so. The time is now. So we're celebrating 5 years in business because that's our mission, to give voice to diverse stories that inspire and uplift people everywhere. And our family sets the example of doing so with our own books. And so if you need help with that, I recommend that you get help, because I believe writing a book is like a mountain. You want to get to the top of the mountain with the finished book and announce it to the world, but you're down here and you don't know where the trail starts. You don't know if there's an avalanche. You don't know if there's bears and tigers, or you don't know what's going on up that mountain. It looks treacherous, it looks scary, and you're still down here at the bottom because it's looked that way for a long time. So many people come to us saying, I've been trying to write this book for years, or I'm overwhelmed, I'm confused, I procrastinate, I don't know what to do. I'm here to help you. Because Catherine and I, having written and published dozens of books in multiple genres, different formats, I've been published by New York publishers. I've been self-published, like going to a printing shop literally and having boxes of books printed. I have been published by our company, which is a hybrid between self-publishing and traditional publishing. So I know the whole scope of experience. And so I teach my experience and expertise with a lot of enthusiasm and excitement in my book coaching program, which last year, my 2 6-month programs birthed 2 now published authors. And one of them is Elaine Mackes. Where's her book? It was just here. Oh, here it is. Elaine Mackes, PhD, A Young Man on the Front Line, Lessons of War. This book will make you laugh, cry, cringe, and celebrate. It is so beautiful. She masterfully told the story of her father, an 18-year-old soldier on the front lines of World War II in France and Germany at the end of the war. Amazing story with universal lessons that apply to our world today. Profound experience. I guarantee you will love this. It's available for hardcover, paperback, and ebook on Amazon right now and wherever books are sold. And so she took my book coaching course and she applied everything I explained. And I want to tell you that you can have the most overwhelming calling to write the book, but if you don't have the right mindset, or if you don't have the mechanics of writing, you'll get stuck at the bottom of that mountain and never get to the top with your book. So, as a book coach, my new program starts on Wednesday. This Wednesday, January 27th, it is meeting the last Wednesday of every month at 2:00 Eastern Time on Zoom for 1 hour. In addition, you get 30 minutes per month private time with me over Zoom to get some tailor-made, customized direction and guidance for your book. So when you sign up for my group book coaching program, which starts on Wednesday, first of all, we're going to have a great time because I love talking about writing. So I get really excited about verbs and and sentence structure and organizing your scene and describing people. And I love it, love it, love it so much. You will have a ball and you'll learn. So I want to share with you the 6 things that I go over in the class. First, I help you set your intention on what your book is. Like, that's understanding your why. Why are you doing this? Who's it for? How are you going to do this? What's your end goal? So we explore that. And then, very importantly, I help you outline your book. Outline your book. You need a structure, a framework, a sort of a literary GPS to get from point A to the destination, which is the top of that mountain. So I can be your Sherpa. I will be your trail guide, your trailblazer, to help you organize your material so that you have a really concise outline that saves you time, energy, money, stress, so you can know exactly what steps are involved, what content goes where. It's like a beautiful puzzle of words, scenes, sentences, stories, and you put them all together and you have, boom, this beautiful book. So outlining is imperative. And then I tell you writing secrets that engage your reader because you want your words to jump up off the page and dance for the reader. And because we live in this digital age where everyone is holding their own entertainment center in their hand with videos, movies, TV shows, you name it, music, and all you have to do is sit here and stare at it, maybe more accurate. All you have to do is sit and stare into your phone and it will tell you, I mean, everything is done for you. Whereas if someone is reading your book, it takes work to look at all these words and focus on them and concentrate and remember everything that's happening. It takes work. So your words better jump up off that page and entertain me and keep me captivated from cover to cover. Okay. It's a challenge. It's a big, big challenge, but that's the world we live in. And if you believe that our attention spans are shorter, you absolutely must capture the attention of your reader. And you do that with engaging writing. And I teach you how to do that, to crank up the conflict, to create suspense, to really use writing techniques that enable your reader to be on the edge of their seat, turning the pages into the middle of the night. And that's the best complaint you can get from your readers. I'm so mad at you. I had to get up and go to work the next morning, but I couldn't stop reading your book. So I just stayed up till 3 o'clock reading, and it's so good. One lady, she told me she was reading my book, Dark Secret, and she was at work and she was literally walking down the hall reading the book, bumping into walls because she couldn't put it down. So those are the kinds of things you want your reader to say to you or write on Amazon reviews. And in order to do that, you have to write a very engaging book. So next thing I teach you is how to prepare for publishing, which is first deciding how you want to be published. There are multiple ways you can go about publishing. I explain what each of them is so that you are fully prepared and equipped to embark on that adventure the best way for you and your book. I talk about literary agents. I've worked with agents and I've also been independent as we are now with our own company. So I explain the pros and cons of all of the above and how to go about doing them. I also talk to you about how to promote your book and create ways to profit from your book with multiple streams of income. So promoting is extremely important. That's writing the book is half the job, promoting is the second half. And I call marketing a book a 48-hour-a-day job because you could literally just do it endlessly, or you can spend tens of thousands of dollars on a publicist to promote your book. And so I tell you all the different ways that you can go about promoting. Very important. Or creating an online class, a course, a community, and that way your book becomes part of the curriculum that you're teaching, and I explain how to go about doing that. And then lastly, I teach you what I like to call literary liposuction. So chances are your first draft is this huge, big book, and it's probably got repetition. It's probably got flab. It's probably got flubbery parts. So what you need to do is perform literary liposuction and suction out the fat so it's toned, trim, strong. And that way you can help guarantee the engaging style and flow and speed for the reader. And so I teach you how to edit your book, how to go in and turn those passive verbs into active verbs, how to just, sometimes we write sentences that are way too long and it could be said with half the words. Less is more. So I teach you how to go in and identify those spots, tighten them up, and just make it rock. I love that so much. So those are the 6 things that I teach you over the course of 6 months. And your 30-minute sessions with me each month are very powerful ways to hone in on your strengths and weaknesses so that we can make sure that you're writing a masterpiece. So if you'd like to join me in my book coaching program that starts Wednesday, January 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time here on Zoom, I will put the link in the description box. You can click to twosisterswriting.com/store, learn all about it, decide if it's for you, and potentially become a published author in 2021. I would be honored to serve as your guide. And I love what I do. I love helping, teaching, sharing the knowledge that Catherine and I have gleaned over the past 5 years in business with you to help you become a published author. So that's what I wanted to share with you for the first half of Writer Talks tonight, because I'm solo. I will have an author next week from our short story contest. Super excited about that. But speaking of bringing books into the world, one of the books that we published, we are extremely proud of. It's for former Detroit Mayor Dennis Archer. It's called Let the Future Begin. It's more than 400 pages, and he talks about how he helped bring Detroit from a ghost town with all kinds of problems, high crime, a deserted downtown, all kinds of issues, into the comeback city of the millennium, because Detroit is a boom town now, and especially before the pandemic, downtown didn't even look like the same city. Restaurants, office buildings, lofts, all kinds of people, parks. It's phenomenal. You really have to see it to believe it, and also to have the perspective of what it used to look like to now the lights, the people, the exuberance, the excitement. It's amazing. And he laid the foundation for that. He's a former Michigan Supreme Court justice who rose to become a two-term mayor for our city. And he also went on to become the first person of color to be the president of the American Bar Association, which used to ban Black people. The American Bar Association has a membership of more than 400,000 lawyers across the country and world. So remarkable, remarkable, and all the more impressive that he grew up in a house with no running water. So through hard work, education, and integrity, he rose to become a highly respected, revered leader. And now this book is a masterpiece of his story. Actually, somebody that I interviewed who's highly intelligent called it a masterpiece. And I almost fell out of my chair when he said that. So that's not my word, it's someone else's. But guess what? Tomorrow, Tuesday, January 26th, we will be featured in the Detroit Writing Room's book club for the first book of the year. They're featuring one book every month for 12 months of 2021, and this is the first selection. So it will be an absolute honor to join former Detroit Mayor Dennis Archer at the Detroit Writing Room's debut book club event on Zoom. Everything is virtual right now due to the pandemic. The Detroit Writing Room is a phenomenal space, by the way, downtown Detroit, started by Stephanie Steinberg. I actually interviewed her on my show, Boss Up Goddess, here on the channel. So I'll put the link here in the description box because she's amazing. She's a powerhouse. And she had this vision, she created it. So tomorrow, I hope that you can please join us. I'll put the link in the description box here. Or you can go to detroitwritingroom.com/events and sign up to participate with us tomorrow. It's a tremendous tribute to the wonderful contribution that Mayor Archer made to create our city and do amazing things for diversity and inclusion in the legal field, in the legal profession. And also, as a Michigan Supreme Court justice, he's opened doors for people of color and women. And he's just been an absolute advocate for diversity, inclusion, equality, justice, all the things that America is striving to do right now. And he did it in collaboration with corporations, organizations, nonprofits, other government leaders. When he took office, he's a Democrat. We had a Republican governor, John Engler. Mayor Archer went straight to Lansing to form a collaboration with Governor Engler to make certain that our state and local governments were working in tandem, in collaboration for the best of the people of Michigan and Detroit. In addition, President Bill Clinton was the president at the time, and Mayor Archer, as you can see, here's President Clinton, and there's Mayor Archer, and there's Vice President Bill Gore. That's the Deputy Mayor Freeman Hendricks, and that's Mayor Archer's son, Dennis Archer Jr. This shows them jogging on Belle Isle when Mayor Archer hosted the G8 summit in Detroit. And so pretty exciting. In addition, Mayor Archer and Judge Archer, his wife, collaborated with former President Barack Obama. And so the photograph is here as well. And there's multiple pictures that depict all the tremendous dignitaries. And oh, guess what? I'm sure you know who David Axelrod is. David Axelrod penned this as the campaign slogan back in 1993 when Mayor Archer was running for mayor. And he said David Axelrod, who had worked in Chicago politics at the time. Now he's a superstar globally known by everybody because he worked with presidents after Mayor Archer. Let the future begin, he said. That became the campaign slogan. And all the work Mayor Archer did with the help of all these wonderful other leaders, local and national, he let the future begin for Detroit. And so it became this amazing place with restaurants and businesses and stadiums and casinos and parks and our waterfront promenade, the Riverwalk. It's amazing. I promise not to say amazing again, but that's the word. So Mayor Archer is a phenomenal leader, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to help him write this book that showcases all that he did and how he did it. It's a blueprint for anybody who is embarking on a life of success and impact, influence, because he shows that integrity and hard work do pay off. Collaboration across all lines of division, race, religion, political boundaries, those collaborations can pay tremendous dividends when individuals choose to overlook those differences for the good of all. And that's what we need in America right now. So I would love for you to please join us on Tuesday, tomorrow, January 26, 2021, at the Detroit Writing Room, virtually from anywhere on the planet, to celebrate the life and legacy of former Detroit Mayor Dennis Archer. It would be such an honor to see you. The program will be in the evening, so that makes it very convenient for you, Eastern Time, to participate. You can ask questions and listen and learn and just really enjoy a literary experience and be inspired by success and contribution. So I would also like to invite you to enter your short stories, essays, and other such writings into our contest this year. As you may have seen on our show, 10,000 Things, that Catherine and I do every Monday night at 8 Eastern here on the channel, we have opened it up to do something new this year where we're calling on diverse voices to write stories, essays, whatever you'd like. And we will select the winning pieces to publish in the anthology for next year. But we want to hear your messages, your mission, your words of wisdom to help us all. This is an extremely pivotal time in America. Thankfully, democracy prevailed, which was the headline last week after President Joe Biden was inaugurated. And so it's a time of change. It's a time of activism. So we saw with the Me Too movement, we see with the Black Lives Matter movement, we see with the embracing of the LGBT community and LGBTQ community and all of the rights that are discussed and implemented. We see so very many different aspects: immigration, veterans, people with physical disabilities, mental health, all kinds of topics. We're calling on you to help us showcase diverse voices and messages that can help us all. If you have a message, a story, some kind of blueprint for us all to be the change we wish to see in the world, we want to read what you have. And if it's one of the winning selections, you will be published in one of our anthologies. So please go to twosisterswriting.com/contests and you can learn more. I'll put the link here in the description box. So we are calling on diverse voices to share your vision. This is a historic time. We have our first woman vice president, our first vice president who is a person of color. This is a tremendous time of diversity, inclusion, a quest for equality and justice for all. And if you have a unique perspective, we want to hear it. We want to showcase that for everybody to learn, be inspired, and emulate. So those are my 3 messages for you today on Writer Talks as I go solo. First is that I'm your book coach if you want to write a book. So please sign up and join me starting Wednesday if you'd like to join me for 90 minutes every month to get your book done in 2021. Number 2 is please join me tomorrow evening, Tuesday, January 26th, 2021 at the Detroit Writing Room. You can go there to sign up to join the celebration of this book, the first selection in the Detroit Writing Room's book club with Mayor Archer as the special guest talking about all that he's done and that he writes about in the book. Third, please submit stories and your other writing to our call for diverse voices for our anthology. That's all tonight. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, co-creator of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, now celebrating 5 years in business, 27 books published, 8 more to come in the near future. On this quest to give voice to diverse missions, messages, and information that can inspire and uplift all of us everywhere. And please come back in 30 minutes for 10,000 Things, the show where Catherine Greenspan and I talk about the 10,000 things you need to know to write and publish your book. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment, and invite anybody you know who likes short stories and authors and talking about writer's life to join us here every Monday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Two Sisters Writing and Publishing YouTube channel. I will see you next week. And meanwhile, happy reading and happy